It's a poison! That doesn't help the stress level! No, don't do it! Get a grip! This stupid video I just showed you! I almost stroked out and died over it! You're watching a different show! It's donkey! You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship! Don't do this to me, Harry! The Ohio State, it's Ohio State! What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. Happy Friday. We got some news. We know when blue and gold's gonna be. The party's on. Make your plans. Be in town. I just hope. Listen, here's the first thing. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Is this a little later in the year for blue and gold? I've been going to it and having these tailgates all these years. It just feels to me like this is a couple or a few weeks late. Am I wrong? I don't remember it always being like a week away from May, but maybe I'm just wrong about that. And maybe it's in my mind because it's the wildest thing. For this handful of years I've been going to blue and gold doing these tailgates, there is no middle ground. It is either 28 degrees with sleet and freezing rain and wind, or 78 degrees, perfectly sunny, get a tan, everybody's in a good mood. There's no... I feel like it rotates from literally 30 degrees right on the freezing line, and you get like sleet and rain and some snowflakes coming off the lake. You get a little bit of everything. Or it's 78 degrees and you're having a great day. It's just... Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like it's later in the year. So my thought is, if it's later in April, are we more likely to get some warm weather? Like hook a brother up here, right? So we have the date for that, and I'll get into that in a little bit. I wanted to go over something today. Mark with Glasses brought this up the other day, I think in the chat, and brought up a few position groups of specific intrigue going into whatever's coming next in Notre Dame football land. And I want to go over this and some of these position groups and ask some of you guys if there are any specific position groups you're interested in and why and where the intrigue is. I know early this morning on the Patreon, a lot of talk about the Notre Dame offensive line. And I want to get into that with Goolsby. That's a big deal with him. And I want to get into, like, next week, look at some of that offensive line situation in more detail getting into next week. Because if you want to look at, this team and a big 2026, and then I want to talk about what's going to go on with the wide receivers. What's that going to be like? What's the new running back dynamic going to be like? All these different things. No matter where you want to look on that Notre Dame offense, it's got to start and end with the offensive line. And that means that I actually need people where their arms and legs work. And nobody got amputated like a Civil War veteran in the middle of a field. Like, I'm sorry. You got to end at some point. You've got to be able to get some way into this season here with a fairly healthy Notre Dame offensive line intact. Nobody's legs falling off. Nobody's lost their arms in a jet skiing accident in the summer. Like, we don't need the jaws of life to, like, put people's bodies back together. Or come on. Come on, man. So I gotta end up at some point with some consistent health in a stable offensive line lineup that is not a bunch of backups and not 1 week this guy's in, the next week that guy's hurt. Oh, everybody on the interior of the line's hurt. Awesome. Love it, bro. Come on. Come on, man. So that is whatever I'm going to get into. You want to talk about the receivers. You want to talk about the backs. You want to talk about CJ Carr throwing it around, Heisman hype. The offensive line being mostly in one piece it's a baseline thing. I got to have it. I need it. I got to have it, man. So And so that's some of the stuff on my mind. Also, for those of you interested and on the Patreon, we're thinking about dialing it up tomorrow night, Saturday Night Live on the Patreon. Let you guys talk to Mike Goolsby if you want. So we're thinking about queuing that up if you're over there. And you could jump on like you do here, ask Mike questions, do what you want to do. So more information on that coming. So thanks for being here on a Friday morning. It means the world to me that you want to start your day off here. I really sincerely appreciate it. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate that very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny out. Notifications on. You won't miss a darn thing that way. Why did I just get that accent? You won't miss a darn thing if you up on them notifications, brother. Just hit it. Dr. John. Remember like a month ago when you told me if you're still upright and breathing, you're going to come to the blue and gold game? Unless you got an AI chat bot making all your words here, I expect your presence. It is requested by the group. And we miss you, buddy. Want to see you. We miss you. Want to see. I know my main man Martinez is coming, baby. He sent me his itinerary. The main man Martinez is going to be there. I know Josh Miller's going to be there. All these people in the chat. Mark with glasses. Nikki Dean loves to be seen. We're all going to be there, baby. Can't wait. Can't wait. Emails. AlwaysIrishND@gmail.com. Yeah, Tex ND's going to be there. Everybody going to be there. Everybody going to be there. Notre Dame on SI, read all about it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish Rat, Always Irish Shake. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you about blue and gold to start with, okay? I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to join. Tell me some of your thoughts. Here's the deal with the blue and gold tailgate. April 25th is going to be the day. Here's the deal. Each tailgate that we have hosted has had more people at it and more action than the one before it. This group is gaining a reputation, and I want to keep that going. Come party with us. Invite anybody that you want, as long as they're going to behave, okay? But we're gaining a reputation, and I want to keep that thing going, okay? I want to keep it going. I want to keep it growing. We're known now for throwing these parties, and we're gonna do a great job. So everybody's invited. I don't get Sly. Come on, man. Why do you always got to try and throw me off first thing in the morning? I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be above board, and look what you do. Look what you do. Tex ND says, I'm probably going to get an Airbnb for party purposes. Well, the last one you did, I asked, oh, you got into town. How was the trip? I said, how's the Airbnb? And Tex ND told me, well, I went into the Airbnb and there was poop on the floor. So So that did not get off to a good start for poor Tex ND. He traveled all that way to make the last tailgate. And that's what happened. So I don't know. Yeah, Bobo. Yeah, for real. I was just, making conversation. And I'm like, oh, I was your trip in from out of state, whatever. Out of guy. He said there was poop on the floor right when I walked in the Airbnb. So not a good start for him. Hopefully, why is everybody? We're off to a great start. Now everybody's just writing in their code word for poop. Is that what we're doing? Oh my God. That's hilarious. The South Bend steamer. It's like the South Bend steamer. Was it that the train that Rockney and the boys took after they defeated Army? Oh my God, that's funny. I just want to know, Tex ND, were you able to get a little refund, a turd refund? You get this. I mean, all you got to do is just take a picture of it. Did you get a little turd refund? I thought Airbnb charges. Here's my understanding of Airbnb now. Not when it first started and it actually made sense and was an affordable alternative to a hotel. But here's how I understand Airbnb to be today. Oh, you want this like little apartment in South Bend for a weekend or whatever? Oh, that'll be $200 a night and then $300 a night to clean after you leave. Like, I don't understand. Like, the math isn't mathing, and I'm bad at math, but even I know it's like a cleaning fee. It's like the cleaning fees or whatever the extra fees are there are like as much as you're paying to stay in the place. And then it's like this used to be an affordable, reasonable alternative against a hotel because of the pricing, and you're not around a lot of other people. That was appealing. But if you're going to make it now where it costs way more than a hotel and there's all these fees, you're losing people. You're losing people. But then the service cleaning fee cannot be like $100 unless you're doing what somebody did at Texas place. So anyways, Tex says it was the perfect way to start since we were 0-2 at the time. Yeah, it's just funny, man. You're paying feces fees, baby. JT, I'm a little bit nervous about coming. JT, you got to make it out for that, buddy. You got to make it out for that. And so anyways, that's just funny to me. But I'm just saying, you guys, we're getting a good reputation of throwing fun parties here. And I like that. I like flying those flags and having everybody know if you want to party and have a good time, come over here. Just the mix and the blend of personalities and people, there ain't nothing like it. Tell you, there ain't nothing like it. When you look at the blend of personalities at one of these, it's an amazingly diverse crowd. What time? First thing in the morning. Usually 9 a.m. we're set up. That's usually it. Usually 9 a.m. we're set up. Main lot, we'll go over all this. We'll promo it, do a video for it, all that. But usually right in the main lot, try and line up somewhere with Frank's statue because he's my own boy. The great thing about the blue and gold tailgate is that you don't have to pay for parking. That eliminates the biggest stress thing of like, there's 100,000 people and everybody's got a different parking pass. How are we all going to meet? The best part about this is way less people, easier to maneuver around, and you don't need a pass. So you could pretty much get in there whenever you want. Come find us. But usually by 9, we're there and setting up. Okay. Now, what I got to figure out is if I'm going to be in town Thursday and Friday and then Saturday. I know Goolsby's trying to set some things up, maybe with an Airbnb. We're going to see what's happening as far as when I'm going to be in town. Maybe we could hit the streets, cause some problems. So maybe we can make some moves. I know I went out with a lot of you guys Friday night last year before it. Rudy was there. Rudy was there, spent a late night with Josh Miller, getting in some trouble on Eddy Street. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But it is, this is, you guys, 41 years old on a Friday morning on a football show. And we're talking about poop. You just can't beat it. Where are you going to get this kind of content anywhere else, people? Where are you going to get it anywhere else? Angela, we were a bad influence. Angela's kids were in the bar. Angela's kids were in the bar the Friday night before Blue and Gold. When it turned, Angela, you'll know what I mean. There's this like ambiguous point in the evening where the bar turns from like dinner with the family and the kids to like nightlife. Do you get what I'm talking about? Like they dim the lights a little bit. That music starts getting cranked up. We hit that overlap on Eddy Street between like families having dinner with the kids and party time. And I had a good time, quite frankly. So maybe we'll do that. We'll just have a little Always Irish bar crawl. Maybe we'll do something like that. I don't know. So we still have some time to figure it out. But the bigger point of it is we have a reputation to uphold. I'm proud of that. And I owe Pat Cotter a lot of the credit for this. Cotter was the one who first said, John, like you could throw tailgates and people would show up just to hang out with you and party. They feel like they know you. He was the one that was like, you need to start having tailgates. People are going to show up. It's going to be good for the brand. Good for you, good for the people. Everybody will have fun. And I'm like, I don't know. What if nobody shows up? You got all the logistics. He was like, let's do it for Blue and Gold and just see how it goes. And it went awesome. And now we're off to the races. We're having 2 real game tailgates next year. I'm not quite there yet to announce exactly what they're going to be. But we're close, but there's going to be 2 opportunities. Lower level game earlier in the year, probably a huge game late in the year. But let me confirm all my details before you book those. Okay? Blue and Gold tailgate's going to make the Waste Management look like a kid's birthday party. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. God, that's good. All right, let's do a couple of these chats. Then I want to get into some of these position groups and why they stand out to me in my mind. Put the link in the description. If you want to join us and go over any of this, feel free. I want to know what you think. Kent says, let me guess, this bar played Get Low. I'm sorry, Kent. I in the summer, one of the rare nights that like people were watching the kids and we were able to go out in the summer, and it's nothing but young 20-somethings home from college at this bar, and they played Get Low, and none of them even moved a centimeter, and it just kind of ended my hope for humanity. It's 11:45 on a Saturday night, and you're out drinking with your people. The music was loud. They played Get Low. None of these 22-year-old kids home from college. It was like there was no noise at all. And once that beat drops to me, I mean, I'm moving. It isn't even an option. It isn't even a choice. As soon as you hear that beat, you just start moving. I lost hope in humanity. If I got to rely on those kids to save the future of what this country's going to be, we're doomed. They didn't move at all. Didn't move at all. That's not Flow Rider Kent. Jeez, even Kent I can't rely on anymore, and I think he's in my age bracket. That ain't Flow Rider. Unbelievable. Anyways, so we're going to have a party, and it's going to be fun. There's the answer. All right, let's get into a couple of these chats. Yeah, Nikki Dean loves to be heard and seen. Him and his wife going to be heard and seen at the tailgate. Party like a rock star. Nikki Dean. 3 key groups: D-line, wide receiver, running backs. Got to get all these guys rolling. That's very intriguing. You bring those 3 groups up. I'll get to it in a minute. The ghost of ND. ND is almost unbeatable if the O-line is solid. Go Irish. I don't know if I'm looking at this and being like, Notre Dame's unbeatable. That is a stretch I'm not willing to go to as we sit today. But what I would say is the schedule should be supremely manageable, and that's should help you look unbeatable early. That you should. The easiest way to say this: if you are not undefeated going to Provo for BYU, something bad's happened and you're in a bad spot. And you're looking at that Pop-Tart Bowl 2 years in a row. I'm telling you right now, man, you got to get to Provo undefeated. That's the first marking point of this. Looking at those first 6 games, you got to get to Provo undefeated. Then we'll talk. Anything... 1 loss in that first, it's unacceptable. With this schedule and this team, it is unacceptable to lose any of those games. And most of them shouldn't just be wins. They should be absolute blowouts, domination. And it's not like this is not me being like, oh, John, you're the biggest Notre Dame homer. I'm just looking at those other teams, and I don't think they're good at football. Don't get it twisted. I'm not calling Notre Dame the best football team in the world, but it's a blend of what I think we have on our team and what I don't think the first 6 opponents have on theirs. Shouldn't be able to match up athletically with this Notre Dame team. For Notre Dame to lose one of those first batch of games, they got to pull a South Florida. That's what they got to do. A Brian Kelly special. You got to pull a South Florida, moving the ball up and down the field, but you have 7 turnovers. It would be Notre Dame's fault. And in year 5 of the Freeman era, coming off of everything that just happened in this year, totally unacceptable. You got to be undefeated going to BYU with 5 30-point wins. I'm just telling you, man. I don't think we're playing a lot of good teams. So it's Tex ND. Yes, I will announce shortly for sure what the real tailgate games are so that you guys can make your plans. You guys can make your plans. John should do an alternate halftime show where he sings the Lunchbox song for 30 straight. Whatever happened to that guy? Whatever happened to that guy? Remember that guy? He was mad at his roommate. Remember when he was mad at Gary? He was like, if this Gary guy comes in here and tells me I got to go back to work, we're going to have a problem. Johnny in my lunchbox at work. Johnny in my lunchbox at work. What? The creativity that guy had. Of all the songs in the world, that's the one that it's just amazing to me that that's what the guy came up with. But I got to tell you, it's kind of fun to say, man. It's kind of fun to say. Dude, okay, I am not kidding, man. Kent, that's the one I'm talking about with the Yin Yang twins. Put it on the map like, the Yin Yang twins shaking like a salt chicken, chicken like a salt chicken. Come on. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you're thinking a low. That's Flow Rider, and that is I don't love that. That beat doesn't hit me the same. It's the get low. It's the do no 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 do do no 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 no. Come on. Jeez. Man, I feel old. I just feel so old, man. I do. Somebody asked me the other day what I listen to it like for music when I'm driving around. Absolutely, Sly. Bro, I'm telling you, I am an honorary member of Death Row Records. I absolutely love all of that G-Funk, West Coast, the G whistle. Oh, it's like a dog whistle in my brain. You know what I'm talking about. The G whistle, that was like a key feature of a lot of that West Coast G-Funk, late 90s. Like, there's something about the G whistle that pulls me in, dude. Honorary member of Death Row. Like, I love all that West Coast stuff, man. They don't make beats like that anymore. Dad's on the beat. They don't make it like that. They don't make it like that, man. There's something about that whole era, and I'll listen to that old school. Give me that Doggy Style record. Like, it holds up still, the Doggy Style record. Anyways, this is Rudy. Of course you do. Of course you do. I have so many images of Johnny dancing in my memory and pictures and videos. That is literally true. That is literally true. Yeah, dude, I like it so much. You could call me Chad Bowden. I'm just a regular California, LA kind of guy. What can I say? What can I say? John is definitely invited to the Hood Cookout. Happy Black History Month. Kent, I would be happy to show up. And Kent, you have an open invitation to all of our tailgates. I told you that before. You would have a good time and you would know and be comfortable with a lot of these people that you've been interacting with for years. Half of this is what you said, but the other half of it is I'm picturing you saying it, Sly. Like, I'm just picturing your face, Sly, saying that. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, I don't. And then the other thing, I am so out of the loop with modern music. I have no idea what's popular now. I have no idea. Like, I don't. It's just, I said it the other day. I'm not looking forward to the halftime show at the Super Bowl. It's just going to cause everybody to be mad at everybody even more. And I'm going to sit there and say, I can't understand you. It's just, it's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. So I don't know. But yeah, all right. We got to get this thing on track. I'm drifting off into wilderness here. Jeezy Pete. I mean, I guess that's what a Friday's for, but we're drifting off in the woods here. So, okay. Here's where I want to go with this. All right. I'm starting to think about this football team, what I think the strengths are, what I think the weaknesses are, where I think I need to see it to believe it, when I need to, April 25th, Kemp. April 25th. But man, it really would be fun if you were there. But so I'm starting to think about this team and what I think the strengths are, what I think the weaknesses are, what the team could be if this position group takes off, or what could hold us back, whatever. Andrew, I don't believe it. You said it before. I'll believe it when I see it. Andrew Gilmore is literally like the last guy everybody wants to see what his face is that nobody's seen. Him and WPP are the International Men of Mystery. WPP and Andrew Gilmore, the international men of Irish mystery that everybody asks me, has either one of them actually been to a tailgate yet? So I need you two to show up and have a debate or something at the tailgate, all right? That's what we need. So you guys, is there something going on a Friday? You guys are being goofy. Everything you're putting in there is making me laugh. Irish Cubby, I saw all those YouTube shorts you're referencing. I know exactly what you're referencing. Oh my God, I love you guys. Domer fan, $2 holler. 12-0, only acceptable outcome for the season. I'm telling you, if it isn't 12-0, it's 11-1. You play two teams that anybody thinks is decent. Be honest. As we sit right now, you play two teams anybody think is any good. It's 12-0 or 11-1 at the worst. And let's go as far, not Ronald McDonald. It's good to see the king back. Here's the other thing. If we're being honest, Sud says, fire everybody if you're 10-2. This seems wild to say. But with this schedule and this team, 10-2 feels like 6-6. Like there's no like 10-2, broadly speaking, in the big picture of college football. 10-2 is widely considered like a successful year, double-digit wins, whatever. 10-2 for this team with this schedule would feel like going 500. It just would. Some of that is a compliment to where Notre Dame's at. Some of it is being realistic about how light the schedule looks. And some of it is, damn, man, like you have a Heisman favorite quarterback and you are going to be probably ranked in the top 5 start the year. Like, this thing is the real deal. 12-0, 11-1 at the absolute worst. So that's it. That's where I'm at on this. You guys are being extra funny today. Caden the decent. And here's the other thing with 10-2. The other thing with 10-2 is it's in everyone's mind 10-2 isn't good enough anymore. Like, I'm not going to ignore like the mental, emotional part of you just learned what 10-2 could get you as a reward. And nobody wanted it. Even with frosting and stripes on top. Nobody wanted a Pop-Tart. So it's man, I'm telling you, if they lose in September, it's unforgivable. It's absolutely. So, and I expect big wins. I just do. 9-3 season incoming, completely unacceptable, nightmare. WPP would judge everybody on what time they showed up with I would love WPP to come to the tailgate. If you've been around here, you'll understand where I'm going with this. None of us have seen what the guy looks like, right? I would like WPP to walk up with like some glasses that look serious and like a clipboard. And he doesn't really say much, but he's got this clipboard and he just kind of walks up to you and your people at the tailgate. And he kind of looks at you a little weird. And he's doing one of those like, and he's writing it down. And then he goes, like, that's what I picture. And then he just kind of goes to the next group at the tailgate and he gives them a little sidewise eye. And he's writing it down. And he's doing where like he's writing stuff. But it's like when you're a kid, your teacher's writing on your test or your paper and you don't know whether it's good or bad. But they're kind of giving you this look and they're writing their little notes. He's sitting there. Could be what you're saying. It could be what kind of beer you're drinking. It could be your behavior at the tailgate. Could be the clothing you're wearing. You never know what WPP's judging. but he's just going to push those glasses up and go, you on the list. I love the blue and gold. You know why I love the blue and gold? 0 chance of Notre Dame losing and ruining my day. It's the only chance in my miserable Notre Dame existence I get to see Notre Dame play, and there's no chance we can lose. Man, I love that. Yeah, as long as he doesn't run up the score. I don't know. If the blue runs it up on the gold, WPP's going to protest the whole damn season. The whole year. Wrong, John. Injuries. I know. I just mean the actual team. You know what I mean. I just mean the actual team. Speaking of injuries, it's Jagasaw. You're making me nervous. You're making me nervous. You're a big part of this all coming together next year, and it's making me nervous when you're hearing these reports. Injury worse than they thought. Got to go back in there for another surgery, and then we got to go back in there and fix stuff. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. That's not good. I don't like it. I don't like it. Caden, $5 holler. Good morning, Johnny. I'm on my way to Nike headquarters to meet the folks at Jordan Brand to do some cool stuff. I don't know whether that's true or not, but thanks for the $5 and thanks for joining Patreon. You got to give this kid all the credit in the world, you guys. I told him he wasn't allowed to come on the show anymore. I gave him a hard time. He donated $25 in super chats the other day, and then he joins Patreon. I got to give the guy credit. I've never been so mean to somebody and got the ultimate payoff. Unless it was an ex-girlfriend with daddy issues. It's unbelievable. I've been treating the guy bad, and he's giving me money. It's unbelievable. What's wrong with this guy? Anyways, Jags he ain't playing in the blue and gold. He ain't going to be available. It's an issue. John, what we doing for the blue and gold game? We're partying. That's what we're doing. We're partying in the main stadium lot. You're going to be there, Terrence. I'll fly the flags. You'll see it. Stadium lot. Be there or be square. Terrence, you got to come, buddy. You got to come. Okay. Let me get into a couple of these. Let me get a couple of these. Kent says, Caden, I got an appointment at 1 o'clock with NASA for a trip to the moon, if you want us to believe that or not. Tex ND, I don't think so. I understand there have been more issues with the health and having to clean things up. I don't expect him in spring. Do you guys? I really don't. Okay. I want to get into this real quick. We'll see if there's some of you guys that want to jump in. We'll give you some time and we'll get out of here on a Friday. Okay. So let me get into 3 position groups of extreme intrigue to me and why real quick. Number 1, I'm with Mark with glasses on this running back. Okay. I like Aeneas. I hope Kedron is healthy and recovered. Can a younger guy like Nolan James, Javian Osborne, somebody like that find a role? In no way am I doubting this group or saying I don't think they're going to be productive or good or whatever. What I am saying is I am realizing how spoiled we were with Love and Price. That's all I'm saying. We were very, very spoiled with Love and Price. And you start to get real used to that elite. Every snap, the explosive, just everything. All I'm saying is I got used to that, and it was a luxury, and you get spoiled when you just know what you have back there, and you know what it could be on every single snap. Those backs were the engine of the offense last year that you knew you could rely on every single game other than week 1. I don't want to get into it, but week 1 was the only game where they weren't a huge part of it, and it was a big mistake. But it was such a focal point and something you could rely on, that 1-2 dynamic. Now it's gone. That is a big production void and like reliable void. It was a huge luxury. And I just want to see it before I believe it. It would be a mistake to be like, yeah, I saw what Love and Price did. They're gone. Bring in the next guys. It'll look like that. That's a mistake to think. So I believe in them. I like what they could be, but I can't count on it till I see it. Tex says Aeneas is going to surprise a lot of people. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But you're going from they're the engine that drives the offense and you know what you're going to get every week to what is that part of the team this year? Carr's arm? Do you get why this is such a big deal to me? They were that energy, that focal point, the engine, the reliable thing you had. What is that now? What is that now? It's got to be CJ Carr, because it can't be Aeneas and whatever else. That's unfair to expect that when you haven't even seen that guy in a one rollback. You haven't seen him where he's the number one guy for a bunch of weeks and takes that load. So I'm just saying, I think it's going to be really exciting and good, but I can't count on that till I see it. The other thing is, does how good the staff believe that running back group's going to be alter how Denbrock is going to plan around the offense in 26? Maybe he thinks those guys are going to be really, really good and you can rely on them. And it isn't price and love, because nothing's going to be price and love, but it's going to be really darn good and you don't have to worry about it. And you have confidence under cider, cedar, whatever, that they're going to just come in there and do great. Awesome. Awesome. But I got to see it to know I have it. That's my only point. I got to see it to know I have it. All right. So that is, that's a key part of this. Nick, jump back on. I see a few people that are jumping on and off. I don't know if you're doing that with your connection. I don't know whether it is a StreamYard thing, but there's a few of you that have popped on, and then I'm about to go to you and you pop off. Nick Dean, you don't usually get to jump on. Log back on. I'll bring you up. Aeneas did average over 9 yards per carry in an obvious run situation. That's a very, very fair point. I'm just saying I want to see the guy as the number one load taker before I know what I have. And I think that's fair. So that's very intriguing to me. Some of those young guys too. You may get a pleasant surprise pop from those young guys. Nicky Dean loves to be heard and seen. What's up, Nick? Good morning, brother.
Hey, good morning, Johnny. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I got an energy about me with this. Now that we know blue and gold, I got a countdown. I'm looking forward to seeing all of our people again.
Yeah, I texted my wife as soon as I found out about it. She said, it's on the calendar. I'm looking for an Airbnb.
Yep.
So we're looking for one right now. So we'll be up there. We got to be.
Yeah, it's going to, man, I do feel there's a unique sense of community right now, given that how last year ended and everything. I think a lot of people just want everybody to be together at Blue and Gold. It's the next chance for us all to be together, wash away last year together, get excited about what's coming. I can't wait.
Exactly. And the Blue and Gold game, you know, I never went to it before your first tailgate. And it's one of those things, there's not a big crowd. There's not a whole lot of, you know, bumping and grinding, as you like to put it. And you can actually enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's it really is relaxing for me. just because we can't lose. So I know I'm not going to hit that toll road in a miserable mood whenever I leave. Nick, what's on your mind, man, when you're thinking about this team, like these position groups? Is there anything that jumps out to you of like, I have extreme like interest in this or anxiety about a certain group? What are you thinking?
Well, the interesting one is the D line, because we got so many good transfer guys. We got some good guys coming back. How is that all going to mesh? And are they going to be able to get more than 20 sacks, per season? I don't know how many they got last year, but I know it wasn't much. And then the thing I have anxiety about is the running backs, because how's that all going to work out? And I'm hoping Williams just takes off, 100 yards a game, every game, 2 touchdowns. That'd be great. Can we really expect that, though?
Yeah, it's just, and again, the offensive line gets wrapped into all of this of like what their level's going to be, what's the health going to be like. It's just, and I don't, Nick, when I have the anxiety about the running backs, that by default comes off as negativity. It's more like neutrality. Like I went into last year knowing what I had in that room and that I loved it. It's not that I'm negative about it. It's neutral till I see it to confirm what I want this to look like and the production to be. So it's not negative, but it's got to be a neutral till I see these guys in their new roles. Aeneas,
Exactly.
is he the number one get most of the carries guy? What does that look like? I just want to see it. I just want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't know these young guys that were going to be the second strings behind him. We haven't seen anything from them. I mean, I don't even remember them playing in the blue and gold game last year. So
there are roles available. That's exciting. See, there's risk in this, but there's excitement. There are going to be running back roles available for some younger guys here, I think. And somebody's going to have a real chance to go from like on the bottom of the roster to a name that all Notre Dame people know. There's going to be opportunity in the running back room. Even if you love Aeneas, it can't all be him. You're going to need some other things here to layer in. Some of those young guys are going to have a shot.
Yep. And that's exciting, but it's also anxiety ridden too. But the wide receivers I'm kind of excited about too, because all the guys we got coming back, the guys we've added, I mean, 2 Ohio State 5-star guys that weren't getting playing time there, and they come to us. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It's, so I don't know, man. This team has the potential to really, really be very well-rounded in a way that we've been begging for and haven't quite fully had. Like a well-rounded to good defense. You can run the ball. You can throw the ball. You can kind of do all the basics. You're not missing one of those big check marks that hurts you when you need it most. This needs to be it. And it all starts this spring, man. I just can't wait.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping it's going to be nice because we had that one year where we had all 4 seasons in a single game. Yeah. And I'm hoping, like last year, it was pretty nice last year. I got a sunburn. So there you go.
It was, it literally, people got sunburns. And then you're right. I did. What did I do? I made that song, winter, spring, summer, or fall. In South Bend, we had it all or whatever. And it was so nasty in there, Nick. But I admit, I had enough Miller Lights in me. I was not cold at all. It was just bouncing right off me. It didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, that's the key. Get lubricated up so you can stay warm.
Yeah. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm assuming the wife's got to come. I love your wife. She's like the nicest person I've met at these tailgates. She's so genuine. Always pulls me Nick, here's what I love. Every time I see her, a couple times a year, she always pulls me aside with some new little creative angle for me to think about on everything I'm doing. And it just means the world to me that she thinks of this stuff like that for me. It means a lot to me.
Yeah. I remember when she was begging you to get a Patreon. I mean, she was like,
Yep.
you need to do it because you got a lot of content to put out. You've been doing a great job with it, you and Goolsby and Hyde and everybody. So keep up the good work, Johnny. I got to get back to work.
Hey, man, have a good one. And I think we might do something on Patreon tomorrow night. So if you guys are around, check it out.
All right. Thanks, man.
We'll see you, brother. Be safe out there. Kent says, cold. The black folks don't like the cold, John. Kent, that's why I am hoping for some cold November. I want some cold, bad winter weather for that Miami game in early November. Our guys are used to it, man. I want them coming up here freezing ass cold, sleet. I want some lake effect snow, 27 degrees, 22-mile-an-hour wind. Give it to me. Give it to me. Anyways. Geez. Man, we're getting wild. Hold on. Something else I wanted to hit on. Norm, not worried, anxious about running back. At running back, we're like OSU at QB. You can expect the next guys up will be pretty dang good. I like that, Norm. I do believe they're going to be pretty good. I just want to see this all in action to just feel a little more confident. That's all I'm saying. SPF. Starting to think Notre Dame could get upset by North Carolina. I actually like what Bill did this offseason. If that happens, Notre Dame's in real trouble. You cannot even conceive of a loss in those first 6 games. It absolutely cannot be on the menu. It can't be a thing. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. Dominant O-lines means we do what we want in the run game. Well, is everybody got their legs and arms connected to their bodies or not? I would just be really nice to know. Really nice to know. John is the funniest Irish fan I've ever seen. He makes me laugh. Well, Caden, even though I'm mean to you, at least I make you laugh. So that's good. November 7th, I hope it's minus 20 degrees. There you go. There you go. Oh, okay. Let's move along, and then I'll pop Renee in. Defensive line might be the one area in this team I am the most interested in, top to bottom. It may be the defensive line. Follow me here. First, Charlie Partridge is widely regarded as the best defensive line coach in the country, and now you have him. Now, think about the dynamic here. You went from Al Washington, that half of our fan base never thought was any good at all. Half the people did like him. Half the people always questioned everything he did and whether it was good enough or not. Now you're bringing in what is widely considered to be the best defensive line position coach in the college game. Maybe overall in football, depending on who you ask, in NFL circles too. So you got that guy that is considered the best D-line coach or one of them in the country. That alone, before we even talk about the people and the players, that alone intrigues me. Before I even get to what the roster looks like, knowing I have Partridge, I want to see what that looks like. I want to see what that looks like. What more can he get? I think it's going to be a while, Tex. I think it's going to be a while with Lou. What more can Partridge get out of Bryce, Traore, Anya, Hughes, Thomas, guys like that already in the building? That interests me. What more can you get? How much more can you get? I want to find out what a difference a defensive line coach makes. What else can he get? What other levels did those guys have that he can unlock because he's a better coach than what we've had? Or look at things a different way. Or see skill sets in guys that maybe were missed or underutilized. Or different packages. Or like, what can he get that we weren't able to get before? It's that alone is super, super interesting to me. Okay. Then here's the layer you add on top of that. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. What I love most about the 3D line portal pickups that Notre Dame got is there is no redundancy. Keeley is an athletic edge. Brewu, a smaller interior guy. Then you got the big boy out of the Oregon mountain terrain wilderness. That is such a unique blend. When you mix all those elements together, Partridge and his vision, how he teaches, how he coaches, how he's seeing this, what this room could be. I want to see that blended with getting more out of the existing guys in the roster. And then how do you mix those three new bodies in here and get the best rotation to raise the floor of the whole group? The whole group. If that unit takes a big jump forward, man, that defense could be lights out, because I love what you have on the back end, and I think the linebacker group's going to be good, even though you don't have KVA for most of the year. So if that defensive line is able to go up a few notches with the new bodies or the new vision or whatever it is, that defense is going to be lights out, because I believe what you have in the linebacker room, even with the KVA injury, and I love what you have on the back end. If that defensive line is able to get more pressure, clog up the run lanes, even a little bit more consistently, it's going to be a really, really good defense. It's going to be a really, really good defense, and I just don't see how it can't be. Right? Like, I just don't see how it can't be. But imagine how good you're envisioning the Notre Dame defense being, and then add a defensive line that's more athletic and has more depth and can do more things. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see it. I do like that D unit, so to speak. I do. You guys got to get your heads out of the gutter on a Friday. You know what I mean? Get your head out of the gutter on a Friday. Couple super chats. We'll go back to the calls. $10 holler Ryan Elliott. Thanks a lot, man. A lot of your donations, you don't even say anything. You can say something. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm dumb. Whatever. $5 holler Caden. Between horror movies with people screaming, running, and Johnny raging, both of them are the funniest things in my opinion. That's weird how you connected the two. I'm no Michael Myers, but, whatever. I am pretty scary. Yeah, we'll do Renee. I got JT, Dave. Let's see. Renee, what's up, baby? Good morning.
Johnny, what's up? Are you there?
Yeah, but you're hard to hear.
Hold on, buddy. Here. I got to switch you off real quick.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I know the saw's going. I'm just kicking a whole lot of ass right now. So that's why I can't really get on camera. But, hey, real quick, man. Finally, they announced the date, man. I get to be with all you guys, man. Man, love all you guys regardless of anything. I don't want to say this to come off wrong, but the other day, you said something because somebody said something, about what's going on in the world. And that's true, man. You said it to me best. Keep it football on here. Don't matter whatever else going on outside in the world. Let's keep it Notre Dame and let's keep it football, man, because I know I got good friends from both of these, from what's going on, on this chat, man. So that's all I want to say to everybody. I mean, it's your channel. Do what you want, but I agree with what you said, man. Keep it football because, let's not let anything else separate us from the love of Notre Dame. For the love of Notre Dame, you know what I mean, and each other's back. So with that being said, you know what I mean, keep it football. Hey, but anyways, this is what I kind of want to give you a hard time about, and everybody. That linebacker coach, where'd he come from? Michigan?
Yep.
Ah, yeah, baby. And then whose staff was he under? Whose staff
Dude,
was he under?
I can't understand you. I'm sorry, dude. Your connection's terrible today, bro. Try again in a little bit, but your connection is really bad. You're cutting out, sounded like a robot, dude. Call back. I'll try and get you back on, but you did not sound as good as you usually do. Crying. There's a really good answer for this. Renee, why are you always so unprepared? The guy is working manual labor, actually building the infrastructure of America while it's his turn to talk on this stupid show. That's why. The guy's actually working for a living. It isn't like he's just sitting in his basement watching Johnny. The guy's working. $2 hour. Horror movies make me laugh. Caden, I learn a lot of things about you every day that I don't care about. It's amazing. Mike, what's going on? Mike? You got to unmute yourself. We're having some trouble here on a Friday. So there you go. Mike, what's up, buddy? Woo! This is rough today. Mike, rejoin. Renee, rejoin. We're struggling on a Friday. JT, make it work.
I am going to make it work. So to answer Renee's question, the linebacker coach at Michigan worked under a little birdie called Jesse Minter. So let's answer Renee's question right there. And I have a favor to ask. If anybody's going to be around campus on Monday, I brought this up last week and I forgot to mention this last week, so I'm going to lead off with this. Can somebody go to the grotto on Monday? If anybody's going to be around campus.
I can work on that.
Light a candle.
Yeah, I could work on that for you, man. No problem. I could get that done.
Thank you. So anyway, we were talking about the confidences and concerns to use your in-season vocabulary about the position groups.
Yeah.
Running back, I know we haven't seen Aeneas Williams as the core guy in a group, but he was behind the best running back duo in the entire college football landscape.
It's true.
So even if he was good enough to be the lead running back at the best college in the world, we wouldn't have been able to have seen it yet because of how good Love and Price are.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to be like, I don't want to get into this and then be like, man, we were really spoiled last year. It's just not the same. Like it's not fair to expect these guys to be Love and Price. They just need to be good enough. And I think they're going to be, but I got to see it to believe it, JT. I got to see it. Just like you at the blue and gold game. I need you at the blue and gold game. I want you to do 7 beer bongs for breakfast, JT. I want to see it.
Well, it's going to, I cannot make any promises about attending, but I am going to promise that I'm going to try.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it would be great to see you, buddy. We'd be good to have you. And then what do you think about the D-line group? That's another one to me. I have supreme interest in that. I think it could be really an exciting group with a lot of new moving parts and pieces.
I think that this defensive line group is going to absolutely terrorize quarterbacks all year long.
Ooh,
Quarterbacks and running backs, they're not going to have any room to breathe back there.
I like it.
If anybody's played the college football game and they run like a play action pass and they hit the button to throw it to the receiver and they can't even go into the throw animation to get the ball out, that's exactly what's going to happen to these other teams all season long.
I like it. And then JT, my third position group, it was going to be the wide receivers. Faison Greathouse Gilbert does not really excite me that much. Like, that's not a title winning group alone, in my opinion. I love Faison, but in totality, that group alone is not. I don't feel great about that. But you put Graham and Porter's athletic ability in there, even though they don't have a ton of experience. They have they're mega athletes. If even one of them hits, it could really unlock something in this passing game. But when you, and if they both hit, who knows what it could be. But I want to see those guys blend into this. What does their athleticism do? How does it tie into Carr and his throwing? And the way Denbrock wants to open it up a little bit, maybe this year. I can't wait to see the wide receivers either.
I can't wait either. And of course, we've got Heisman candidate CJ Carr throwing to him. So they're not going to have a whole lot of excuses for not catching the football. As long as CJ's on target.
Yep. And then JT, I want to ask, do you think Denbrock's going to lean into the pass more to set up the run because he likes Carr, he likes the receivers, and you're rebuilding their running back a little bit? Do you think Denbrock will cater a little more to letting this be what Carr's natural ability does and let that set up the run? Or do you think it'll be fairly balanced and it won't be that different without Love and Price?
Well, let's I know that the video game is not exactly indicative of anything that could happen in real life, but more often than not in the college football video game, there are situations where Aeneas Williams somehow, some way transfers in the video game. So in that respect,
it looks like you're transferring to another world. What's going on with the thing today? Everybody's internet doesn't work. It's not me. My internet's fine. JT, you melted into another galaxy, bro. Melted into another galaxy, JT. You were pixelated like 1987. Some 1987 scrambled HBO on your TV. You aren't supposed to watch it 2 a.m. Andrew, what's going on? Good morning.
Hey, what's up, John? How are you, man?
Oh, it's good. Just another day in Notre Dame land, man. What's on your mind, Andrew, other than what you were going off on Patreon this morning about?
Yeah, Patreon's fun. I encourage people to join. By the way, is Mike Goolsby doing a call-in show on Patreon?
I think that's the plan. I got to confirm it and the time, but I think we were going to do it live over there and make it like this, but for the Patreon people to be able to talk to Mike a little bit. It'd be fun on a Saturday night.
Nice. Yeah, no, the reason why I'm calling in is kind of like what I was talking about in the Patreon chat. I think there is a big storyline for spring, which is Tim Hyde a few weeks back or a couple of weeks back mentioned in the chat that he watches the Notre Dame workout videos pretty closely just to see like who's in it, mainly to look for like some of the younger guys. But he called it. He pretty much said, "Hey, it's very bizarre that you're not seeing Jagasaw in any of those workout videos. What's going on?" And then earlier this week, Tim O'Malley confirmed that he's not participating in any winter workout. So I think the idea that Jagasaw is going to be there in the springtime is pretty much shot. So I just think that is big news because when you lose Billy Schrauth, who is I think their best offensive lineman last year at guard, I think that you got to ask some questions on, how Rudolph is going to handle the guard position. Because I think a lot of people are assuming that, Gerby Lambert might just move over to right tackle. But I just don't understand. I don't know how you would do that if you're not sure that Jagasaw is going to be ready game one. You know what I mean? You're going to replace both guards when you're an offensive line that uses guard play to really move for running backs, especially with the new running back room.
Andrew, let me ask you this. Since this morning when we had the dialogue on Patreon and this minute, I've been thinking, and I don't know the answer. How big of a deal would it be to you if Jags missed all of spring, but then they said he was a full go when you get to August and fall camp? Is that enough time for you to be comfortable if they say clean bill out, then he's ready to go in fall camp with August 1st or whatever? Is that enough for you to be like, okay, let's roll with it? Or does the lack of spring thing really make you just worry on a deeper level? Honest question. I don't know the answer how that all works. Medically, scientifically, gelling, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I just think that I'd be really surprised if they said that he was full go for the summer. I mean, if what I read is consistent with like what's been going on, they had to go in and do another surgery, and I think they may have even had to re-break his arm again, because I don't know. Tim Hyde was talking about in the chat. Sometimes they have to actually re-break the arm if the healing process didn't work out the way they thought. So it's like, so I don't know how they could possibly say that he's. I mean, maybe they will say he's full go, but yeah.
It's the most Notre Dameist thing of all time, man. Hey, how's your guy healing from injury? Well, we had to go in there and re-break a bunch of stuff. It's going great.
Yeah, I just think
Come
that
on, man.
even if he was full go, I don't think they can know that in spring. So why would you move Lambert to tackle if and essentially maybe have to play two rookie guards? I liked Sullivan Absher, but I think a lot of people didn't really grade him that high when he had his opportunity. So I don't know. I think I'd rather go the route of keeping Gerby Lambert at guard, not knowing if Jagasaw is going to come back. And then, that offers up another thing I wanted to talk about, which is Tim Hyde also noticed there's no Will Black in any of those videos. And so I think about Will Black. He is like the number one prospect in the offensive line room, but how does Will Black really compete at right tackle when he missed all of spring last year because he was still in high school? Then he gets hurt for large portions of the season with a concussion, and then now he's missing winter workouts and potentially spring. I think then you start to think about, is it really Matty Augustine who's going to have to slide in at right tackle versus Will Black? Maybe Will Black continues to work at guard when he comes back. So I think that like everybody's talking national championship, 10-2 is unacceptable, but I think that there is a lot of questions right now about how the offense line is going to be, and it's really going to have to get sorted out. I think that's probably the fun part, though, in the spring is you're going to see a lot of new guys get an opportunity to step up. I think that was really good that they brought back Ashton Craig because there was at least talk initially when he was going to come back that he might not even come back to center. They may slot him in at guard. So yeah, I think that's a huge storyline. Everything's not figured out by Notre Dame, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And we're going to have to see who's going to step up. And it's not going to be, the same offense line as last year. I'll tell you that. So
yeah, it's a key piece of it. And you want to talk about what the running backs are going to be like. You want to talk about the passing game or whatever. Well, the offensive line is like the foundation of where all of this starts if it's going to be successful. So I just need a little more like, what you're going to get. And you just haven't had that with the Notre Dame offensive line. It's so frustrating.
In some ways, I'm kind of happy because I've been one of Anthony Knapp's biggest supporters. I think the way the discourse is on boards and stuff like that about Anthony Knapp is ridiculous. To me, he's like unfairly compared to guys like Blake Fisher and Joe Alt. And it's like really what he is like another Hainsey. And because of one podcaster, people really dog on Anthony Knapp, but he ended up having a really good season. And there should be no discourse this year on Anthony Knapp because you absolutely need him at left tackle. So I think that sort of solves that. But I just think offensive line is the biggest question mark right now because you lose Shrouth. I don't think you can guarantee that Jagasaw is going to be back. You hope for the best for him. And then I would just leave Lambert at right guard. In terms of the defense, I think it's also hilarious too because there is just so much negativity toward Chris Ash, and it's total fan fiction because everybody just wants to talk about the first two games, but the person who likes Chris Ash the most is Marcus Freeman because Marcus Freeman has deferred to Chris Ash on major hirings to replace big time people or big time coaches who left the program. So it's clear that Marcus Freeman thinks he's got a really good defensive coordinator, and you'll never see anybody criticize Marcus Freeman on the boards, but Chris Ash is just like open season for some reason. So
Andrew, the psychology of that, do you just think it's like people have the first 2.5 games in their head from last year and they're never going to forgive it or get over it, and they're always worried that's coming back? I guess I'm asking, does the improvement over the course of the year after that not count? Or why would you regret? I don't think you're going to have that problem. Yeah, the first 2.5 games again. I don't. Do some people? Because that defense kept getting better and better and better.
Well, I just think it's funny because it's go back to 2022, people all offseason talk crap about Al Golden. He had like the worst red zone D.
Yeah.
He did the double safety blitz against Ohio State that cost the game. And now Al Golden is arguably people think he's the best defensive coordinator in the modern era of Notre Dame. So I think people are going to change. I think Chris Ash did a decent job. I mean, no doubt the first 3 games weren't ideal, but I really do push back on the Miami game. Notre Dame got a bunch of stops in the second half. I do not put that on the defense that they lost. Plus, the Miami kicker made some huge kicks that he did not end up making later on in the year. So that's Chris Ash's fault. It's Chris Ash's fault that Don Schuler played that one touchdown pass like he was catching a can of corn in center field, in baseball. It's like, or Hobbs drops the interception against the A&M where, anybody could have paid. So it's just like, I think it's going to be interesting to see how fans react because this defense is going to be the strength of the team. Are they going to continue to blame Ash if something were to go wrong? So,
yeah. Good stuff, Andrew. I like that. And we hope to see you at Blue and Gold, man. You and WPP. You and WPP are the two everybody asks about. You got to show up.
Definitely. Well, I'm happy it's late in the year. I was worried that it was going to, because I always have to take the family on vacation for spring break. It's
me too.
I love how that's become like
doing the same thing. Whatever
thing.
week the kids out of school, we're going to Disney and doing the Florida thing.
Yeah, so no vacation because actually spring break is later this year for my family. So I was really kind of worried, but it's not at the end of April. So that's good, man. So
yeah, it'll be good to see everybody. We're gonna have a good time. Andrew, thanks for always being around, and check it out tomorrow night if you want to jump in on the Patreon.
Hey, thanks, man. Have a good one.
Yep, have a good Friday. Thanks a lot, buddy. How much time you got, buddy? $5 holler. Walter White. I wish Julian Love luck come Sunday. Before Watts, Morrison, Hamilton did their thing, Julian Love was a star, revived the secondary. Walter, it's good to hear from you. You'll probably be at the Blue and Gold tailgate. Mark says, I do not want to see WPP. Maybe he'll be there anonymously, and no one will know exactly who he is. Mike, let's try it again. What's up, bro? I like that leprechaun. Mike.
Hey, John, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Do you hear me? Mike. Oh, boy. We're having an issue. Brendan, what's going on? Good morning.
John, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Oh, just to go back, Mike, I can hear you, but for some reason it seems like you can't hear me, but I can hear you. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, John. Yeah, sorry to see some guys having issues with the StreamYard. Hey, I like the the bold take that I believe it was Pete Sampson took in an article about how we're going to get out of the ACC deal. I think, I do need Bavakwa and the powers that be to not, have had a couple strongly worded emails / conversations and then just let, bygones be bygones with regards to the ACC deal, because it is not good ultimately for Notre Dame. I also think we need to separate the kind of loud noises or the Notre Dame hate that exists in social media. Notre Dame still is valuable to conferences, particularly as they're going to 10-game P4 schedules. For the same reason why pretty much anything else in the world happens is because there's money involved. So, people on Twitter can cry about, hey, it's ridiculous that we got to, if 12 and we're in deal or, no one should schedule Notre Dame. But there's a whole lot of teams and a whole lot of conferences that are not making a whole lot of money every year. And so, as long as we bring viewership and we put butts in seats, I don't think we'd have any issues. So what, if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, it's the essentially getting out of the 5 or 6 game deal with the ACC and trying to do a 3-3 with the Big Ten and SEC. And I think that'd be awesome. And we look at it.
Dude, that would be, I think Pat brought that up as his desire for how to do this a while ago too. Would that not be the best of all worlds for Notre Dame? Because you would be able to have a little taste of all these different conferences. I love the idea of that. Love that.
And I do think we need to be realistic, right? Because the marginal value of Notre Dame versus Alabama, right? Maybe the viewership would be a little bit higher, but Alabama sells out every game or whatever anyway. So it might be a situation where most of the games, if it ends up happening, right, like the value we would bring is if we play Arkansas or if we play Kentucky, right? We fill out a stadium that would otherwise not be, jam-packed or whatever. And hopefully, because we're kind of, that'd be kind of, I guess, the give on Notre Dame side is we're helping, boost these schools' revenue. And then every now and then, they agree to let us play Texas or Alabama or Georgia on a more, regular basis. But I mean, even next year, we already got 3 Big Ten teams on the schedule. And that seems to be about, historically what we've done. That, we could, it might suck to play Rutgers, but if, kind of the trade is, okay, we play Rutgers every now and then, that we also get to play home and home with OSU or home and home with Michigan, where it's not just us scheduling it and kind of the politics involved with that. The Big Ten in a lot of ways is kind of applying pressure on their end. It's like, no, Oregon, you actually do need to play Notre Dame because, they're playing, I don't know who sucks in the Big Ten, Rutgers and Maryland, right? So I think there's a lot of goodness. And, I guess I'm just trying to encourage everybody, don't have doom and gloom because a bunch of people who aren't involved in the business side of things say it's ridiculous that we're not in the conference or that no one should schedule us. There's a whole lot of people, just like we saw with the BYU thing, when push comes to shove, a guaranteed sellout and a guaranteed good TV ratings is the reason why people schedule football games, not for bull garbage notions of equity and fairness or whatever between conferences. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. And then, so you have that. And then how likely do we think it is there's going to be some huge break off from the NCAA and having some mega conference with all the main Power 4 teams, get your own governorship over it so the NCAA isn't in charge of football anymore? You break away completely. How likely is that? And does Notre Dame wait it out to see what that looks like? Is that a reality or is that like 20 years away? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it might be like a generation of folks, right? Because all that's tied into, athletics, for better or for worse. It does tie in pretty directly to a lot of schools' whole academic program. Like Indiana's probably going to have an increase in applications this coming year because they were very successful in football the past couple of years, right? And that's a real thing. And so non-athletic people see the benefits of having a good athletics program. So if you were to divorce, I don't know how you would do it, right? But if you divorce completely academics from athletics, or, for a lot of places where they're kind of middling programs, they fill out the conferences, against that starts to wade into political realms, right? Like no one wants to see their state flagship university not be a part of, say, big time college football. I mean, maybe Kentucky is a good example. I'm sure they're resourced very well. They're just not very good at football. And then is the senator or the politician or governor or whatever from Kentucky going to be fine with, supporting? Because I think ultimately, right, you got to have some sort of legislation or carve out with labor laws and all that stuff to actually form a professional sports entity like the NFL or something. So I just think it gets murky. So I don't know how long that'll happen. I think what's more realistic in the mid to near future is the whole, ACC is up right, in the early 2030s sort of time frame for renegotiation of the TV deal or that kind of stuff, or at least maybe the getting out of the deal. It's not quite as cost prohibitive as it is, say, now for some schools. That it doesn't seem like they're long in the tooth, and so they're I guess bigger picture is hey, Notre Dame benefits from the ACC agreement, right? Because it helps fill out the schedule. ACC benefits from the Notre Dame agreement because we put butts in seats. But I guess we shouldn't be too shy. Like, even if the Big 12 commissioner is talking crazy on press conferences about don't schedule Notre Dame or whatever, there's a lot of Big 12 teams like Baylor. I'm sure Baylor would love to have us go play in wherever they're at, Waco or something, and then they would love to come to Notre Dame. And so we can make this happen, and we can make it mutually beneficial for everybody prior to the big transition to, mega conference or whatever it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and you never know what's going on behind the scenes. You never know what phone calls Bavak was having, feeling things out, trying to see what is feasible financially or with scheduling, like the openness of different parties to engage in this. You never know, but that's his job, is to be actively exploring all avenues about to do this moving forward. And we don't need to hear about it. We're not going to hear about it, but it's his job,
Yep. And I mean, really, if you think about it too, right? Like all the private equity infusion or potential infusion into college sports. I mean, if anything, I don't think Notre Dame should get in that business. And, we're good stewards that we shouldn't be obligated to. But if anything, if you get actually money people who are, not opaque about the bit that they're in the money business, that's only could be good for Notre Dame. Because, if there's a profit and loss sheet, then, okay, we're going to schedule UTSA or we're going to schedule Notre Dame, the money people are saying absolutely schedule Notre Dame. So things are, as long as the business, I mean, we obviously have to hold up our end of the bargain of being a good football program and winning games and, retaining the fans and all that kind of stuff, which I think, we're in a very healthy position to do so. But, I guess I saw a couple articles where it was like, oh man, nothing's going to happen. It's just Notre Dame kind of being crybabies and things are going to, stay status quo. I still have to retain a little bit of confidence that it's not going to be the case. Now, will it be in 26 or 27? I don't know. But if, 28, 29, 30, we start seeing, I think it was really good. I don't know if you saw the tweet from the press conference from the Texas AD. Sark has been out there saying, hey, this is bull garbage. We were out of the playoffs because we played Ohio State. And if we had played somebody else, we could have had a 10-2 record. And so maybe we should do that. The Texas AD put a big kibosh on that. He was like, absolutely not. Like, we want to fill out, I don't know what their stadium is called, but Longhorn Stadium with good teams. And we want them to do the same for us. So we're going to try to schedule as best we can, which was encouraging to see. So I guess the guys who do press conferences on a weekly basis and are competitive, and then the people talking heads who roll around that, they're just their voices are important, but at the end of the day, they're not the ones making the deals and the negotiations behind the scenes, which is what actually matters. And I just got to have I'm choosing to have a lot of confidence in Pete Bavakwa and the institution to make sure Notre Dame's set up for whatever comes forward.
Yeah, you would like to think Bavak was a little ahead of whatever the curve is because he comes from the TV world. He should understand the nuance of all these TV deals and where they're all headed. So I hope he's working things behind the scenes, but the model that you brought up would be amazingly well-rounded, and I think every Notre Dame fan would love it. It would be like a way for Notre Dame to get everything they kind of want in a way, not having to totally invest in one conference, but getting the benefit of spreading around and playing all these different teams. I love that.
Yep. And maybe, again, maybe that'll be the stick that forces USC to play ball or something, right? Because I think that'd be the only thing. I do genuinely want, and I think it's good for college football if that comes back. Now, is Notre Dame going to be fine without it? Yes. Hopefully hopefully USC will continue to suck and, be wandering in the darkness for a long time. But
man, I got to tell you, the other day I looked at the schedule a little bit, talked about the schedule. And I was doing my notes to prepare to record this show. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, something's missing. This just doesn't feel right. Like there was some brick on the wall missing. And I'm like, oh, it's USC. I'm just so used to having that thing circled as a big deal, no matter who's good or bad in the rivalry at that year. Dude, it hurt. I just didn't. It just feels like there's a hole in my soul not having that game on the back of the schedule.
Yep. So not wishing necessarily more ill than I would normally against the Trojans, but hopefully the Lincoln Riley's years might be numbered if they don't turn it around pretty good. Because you're right on paper, right? They're recruiting really well. They're transfer reporting really well. but it's not looking so good for them.
Yeah. Hey, man, I really appreciate you jumping in. Thanks for being here, Brandon. Have a good weekend, buddy.
All right, John, take it easy. Yes, sir.
Yep, we'll see you. Don't sleep on Wisconsin. I'm just telling you right now, bro. Oh, they're going to be better next year and whatever. Fickle's going to figure it out. Dupro, they were trying to run that guy out of Wisconsin every single week last year. Everything falling apart. The radio hosts are complaining. He's doing a Brian Kelly. They can't get him to meet with donors. He won't go do anything. He has a bad attitude. You're not winning. They keep losing all these games. And then all of a sudden now you play Notre Dame and you're just going to be world beaters. I'm not going to sleep on Wisconsin, but geez. Wisconsin's no joke. Did they land 905 stars in the portal? Why am I supposed to believe that they go from terrible to beating Notre Dame? Honestly, what did I miss from them having just a garbage year? And then now all of a sudden they're supposed to be great. Oh, Pat Fitzgerald's at Michigan State. Now they're going to beat Notre Dame. Come on. Come on. So I don't know, man. They're going to be better because you can't be worse. Wisconsin's going to be better because you can't really be much worse than the way they played a lot of last year, especially offensively. But where this Notre Dame program should be starting year 5, you have no business losing. Kent says you're missing the desperation these teams have. You know what? Shouldn't Notre Dame feel a little certain type of way too? Not desperation like we better win to save the coach's job. But shouldn't Notre Dame also have a little edge to them starting the year? What about that? I got to worry about everybody rallying to save Luke Fickell's career. What about the edge Notre Dame should have coming into the season? Pissed off. What about that edge? I didn't think I was going to yell today, but here we are. Tex ND, what's going on?
Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Well, first off, I apologize. Coming off a cold, so I may sound a little raspy. Hope it's coming through okay.
You know what?
Secondly,
man, I'm fighting it too. I'm fighting the same thing. I'm all stuffed up. My sinuses are bumping, and I'm loaded up on cough medicine.
You loaded up on something for sure. But man, let me tell you something.
About it.
I appreciate starting off the call with some the show with some turd talk, man. You made me relive some memories there.
Bro, I just felt bad. You did all that travel to get to the tailgate, and I'm trying to be a polite host and ask, how were your travel accommodations? Did you make it in town okay? And there was a loaf on the floor. I don't know.
Well, the funny thing is, my friend walked in. It was a buddy of mine, and he goes in. We just got done traveling. He's like, man, I gotta hit the head. And he goes, hey man, there's crap on the floor. And I'm like, what? They left something in there? He goes, no, man. He goes there's crap on the floor.
What was it?
And of course
dog?
I walk in.
Was it a dog?
Yeah, it wasn't a human loaf. It was a dog loaf, but still, piece of big turd on the floor.
It was a dog log.
So it was something. But again, like I said, it was the perfect start to an 0-2 season, right? And then, but all in all, like when you think about it, like all the other times we've been to a tailgate for Always Irish, it turned out great because we ended up getting our money back. We found a place literally across the street from the stadium because somebody else had canceled their Airbnb due to the 0-2 start. So we got a great spot.
Dude, that
literally across the street.
Out. That's nice.
Yeah. We got a real nice place right across. Like it was a 10-minute walk to the stadium. Like it was a great time. That was a great game. You know, we had the weather that happened, so we ended up having like a day game and a night game all at once because of the rain. It was all in all, it was really cool, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just, man, I love those tailgates. Everybody's got a different story. They're all coming from somewhere. It's just, the group just keeps on building. So we got momentum there. We're getting a reputation as party people. We're going to keep it rolling. And you know what else? Thanks to all of like my family, my parents, everybody that does the hard work to put it all together. And I appreciate it, man. These things are an energy on their own.
Yeah, well, you know, shout out to Jill and Tim. They do such a good job, and your mom is such a big part of the parties and getting everybody the name tags and really kind of helping it out. She's always taking pictures of everybody. I'm always trying to get her in pictures too because she's the she is the hostess with the mostest for sure.
You know what she thinks of, man? The details. That's what like a good mom is good for. Like she thinks of all the little details that I will not think of or forget, all little logistics, little details. But I love how it's a family affair and everybody kind of has their role and when my brother can make it too. But it's just great, man. So we have a lot of momentum as a group. We're going to keep building it. Now let's get to the football. What's on your mind? What are you worried about? What are you confident about? What are you thinking?
I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I'm worried about literally everything. But I'm gonna touch on.
That's a damn.
I'm gonna
good
touch
point.
on. I'm gonna touch on what something you spoke about earlier in the week, and it was you were talking about placement in the CFP. If we were to make it this year, I totally would expect that this year, based on everything that's happened, revenge tour, we should be, and I'm doing air quotes, right? We should be undefeated. I don't think that we should lose to any team. We gotta beat good teams this year. That's just what's gonna have to happen. But if we're undefeated, I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on, right? And the tinfoil hat is I truly believe that the powers that be do not want Notre Dame, a little independent Catholic school, to win it all. It's just the way it is. And the reason that I say that is because every time we get close, every time that we make it in, look at what we're playing, right? So the tinfoil hat is like, you look at like, let's say like 2012, we make it, we play Bama, like the best team of all time, right? Juggernaut. And then the next time we make it in 2018, we play Clemson, best team of all time, Juggernaut. And then 2024, we make it. Who had the toughest schedule in 2024 to make it to the finals? Notre Dame did. IU, UGA, Penn State. Clearly the hardest path when you looked at the teams that we played, right? They couldn't let us in last year because I think we had too much of a shot at winning it. So my take for 2026 is if we make it, if we are 12-0, we will get the bye week based on the fact that the bye week is so the teams that get the bye week. IU was the only team to ever win after a bye week. So if we go undefeated, we get the bye week. If we go 11-1, we will get the hardest path to make it to the finals. That's my conspiracy theorist theory for CFP placement for 26.
I'm kind of with you because you would like to think an 11-1 Notre Dame could position in, you know, like you did the year before and have a hosting seat in that first round. I got a feeling, man, that people are out for Notre Dame. 11-1, I think they're going to go, we got to have Notre Dame in at 11-1, but we're going to make sure they don't host and they have a tough road. I really do. I could see that being the reality.
Yeah, we make it in with one loss. We're playing against going to be like UGA, you know, whatever the three best teams are. That's who we'll play to make it in. If it's undefeated, we'll get the bye week and then the toughest teams. Say what you want, but every year that we make it, we always play the toughest teams, the biggest juggernauts, the best ever. I think the only time that we didn't make it and play the best team of all time was LSU and Joe Burrow. So
yeah, it's
but,
I'm with you, man. It's going to be, this schedule's a double-edged sword. It is a lighter schedule. 12-0 is very realistic. But if you start messing up, there's no margin for error because there's not enough quality games to gain back credibility and get those wins. Like, so having a lighter schedule is good if you run it right. And if you don't, you're in real trouble.
Yeah, we should beat every team by quite a bit. Now, I say it a lot in the chat, and I mean it, and I know people are probably sick of me saying it, but my biggest worry is, and if you look at Marcus Freeman's tenure and the time that he's been there, second games of the season at home versus crappy teams, he does not do well. So everybody's thinking like, hey, Rice is a gimme. It's a scrimmage. So is NIU. Like that is the biggest game for me right now because in Marcus Freeman's tenure, what's he won? One game, one second game of the season.
You gotta be so over whatever that thing was, Marshall, Stanford, Northern. You gotta be over whatever that was.
Yeah, we can't afford the little loss. So I think like start off right. Obviously Wisconsin, but we got to win that first home game. The way we start off the seasons at home the last 4 and 5 years have just not been a good look. So that's my biggest worry as we start, and then obviously, Miami, BYU. But man, we should handle most every team, if not all. Like Miami should be a game, but we should be winning. We should be winning all those games. So my plan for this year is quite a bit actually. So I'm trying to plan everything out because mid-March, my wife and I are taking the kids to Italy for 2 weeks. So we're going to go to Italy for 2 weeks. We come back. We're going to try to go blue and gold. Once we're back from blue and gold, we got a few other things that we're going to be doing. Then we would like to do probably your tailgate, right? Your tailgate is most likely Rice. But what we were thinking was if I wanted to go to Lambeau, because Lambeau is kind of like a bucket list, and Notre Dame playing at Lambeau would be great. So if I could do Lambeau, then the following week would be Rice. That'd be tough. So we're trying to wait to see what that second game is, which I know you haven't said it yet, I think is going to be Miami with the Orange County thing. And if it is, we're going to try to plan that. But man, I'll tell you what, tickets are going up already. I'm in North Carolina now. And when you look at let's say the UNC game, I'm definitely going to go to that because it's here. Yeah. But man, the UNC tickets are crazy already.
Yeah. Yep. It's man. And I don't know, man. Every game's expensive. Even Rice is probably going to be expensive.
I can tell you, Purdue was expensive last year. We had really nice seats, but we paid.
I couldn't believe
by the time we got there,
what they charged me to watch Purdue play football, awful.
Oh, I know. But by the time we got there, I don't know if Ryan's in the chat today, but Ryan kept on, because we paid a good amount because we paid preseason, and by the time we had got there, people that bought tickets similar to mine that at Purdue that same week had paid exponentially less due to the 0-2 start.
Mark says TexND takes more vacations and I have days off work.
He's not.
What a culture shock. Spending some time in Italy and coming right back to downtown South Bend, Indiana, baby.
I'm telling you.
From Italy to Eddy Street.
We're doing Rome. We're gonna do the Amalfi Coast. We're gonna hit Sicily for a little bit because I am Sicilian born, and then coming back. So we're gonna hit up a little bit of everything. But we're trying to take a lot of vacations while we can. Get it all in.
Hey, we'll be in touch. I'll let you know as soon as I can so you can make all your plans. We really, really want to see everybody again. Anything else on your mind, Tax?
Well, keep us in mind because what we were talking about too, if we needed to, do something with an Airbnb in terms of looking for a space, man, not the last one that I had, but the time before that we had an Airbnb that just had a huge fenced in backyard with a fire pit and all sorts of stuff. So if we're looking at the right places, because I've made some contacts, maybe we can get something like that.
I like it. You cut out. We're having trouble today, but I like that idea. That's a good idea. He's just got to avoid ending up in a crappy situation again. Ooh, see what I did there. Skate Rat. I see JT laughing. He got it. What's up, Rat?
Not much, man. Hold on. Yeah, turn the bell off.
What are you
What you
doing?
up
What
to,
is
man?
this, Shining Time Station or something? Man, you got to be old to even know what that is.
Oh.
Tell me some of you guys know what Shining Time Station was.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is
Most expensive injury I ever got.
Tell
But,
you what, man, you have some very unique hobbies, man. You're over there, you're doing skateboard tricks, you got model trains. Talk to me about the football, Walter. What's on your mind? What are you thinking, buddy?
Well, this Sunday, you know, I find it interesting how so many Notre Dame fans, they like to talk about Kyle Hamilton, Benjamin Morrison, my boy Xavier Watts that did their thing, and now currently a Don Schuler, Larry Moore that are currently doing the thing, and Christian Gray, depending on Christian Gray, what Christian Gray would get, good Christian Gray or bad Christian Gray. I'm just going to cut to the chase. We got to give respect and acknowledge Julian Love, who revived the defensive back position, because he revived it. He still leads Notre Dame all time in pass breakups, and he's playing in the Super Bowl come Sunday for the Seattle Seahawks.
You know what? That's a really, really good reference, and one of like the early things you could point to of that turnaround for Notre Dame's secondary and all that. And it's easy to forget about him for some reason. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't care about the Super Bowl. Do you? I don't have an opinion either way. I don't care at all. Doesn't matter to me.
I think the Seahawks win 24-10 because of their defense.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't. It's not going to matter to me either way. And then, what did you think of the discussion of these position groups? What's on your mind? Where do you think Notre Dame's going to take a big jump in a position group? Where are you worried? What are you thinking?
I don't really have one. I mean, I like to see how it plays out, but I just know full well Notre Dame's going to be just fine.
Yeah, you think so? You're not the running backs. You just think Aeneas and the younger guys are going to step in there and deliver. You're not worried.
Backs, other than 2019, when Notre Dame, other than 2019, Notre Dame has always had a good running back.
Yeah,
I mean, they have CJ Procise, Josh Adams, and Dexter Williams. Can't forget about him. He got suspended for 4 games, and he almost had 1,000 yards on the ground, just 5 yards short.
It is easy to forget about Dexter, and then Kyron, obviously.
Yeah, and you know what? Aeneas Williams reminds me a lot of Kyron Williams. He really does. And obviously, Estimate and Love and Price. I mean, Notre Dame running backs, you can always trust them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I want to see it, man. I just want to see it. I think it's going to be okay, but I'll feel a lot more comfortable when I see it. What about Walter? What about on the defensive side of the ball? Do you trust Chris Ash? Do you think he figured it out throughout the year last year and now we're pretty stable there? Or do you still have some hesitations?
Let's put it this way. If he didn't figure it out, then they went on a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah. Now, what about the argument of you played a bunch of bad teams and that's why you won 10 in a row?
Man, Purdue, they were playing bad defense against Purdue. I mean,
yeah.
They could.
I don't know, man. They got a lot better. I would have loved seeing that defense and those running backs.
Not to mention, they shut down Mekhi Lemon.
I'm so mad about it. It's so I don't know, man. It's going to be
Alabama.
Are you coming to Blue and Gold? Are you going to be doing skateboard tricks in the parking lot? Are you going to build a train that goes around our tailgate area? What the hell are you going to do?
Probably just go with the skateboarding, but make sure the ground's a little smooth. Okay, man.
Yeah, I do. Don't be suing me if you split your wig doing a triple ollie off the back of the
that's always my
area.
That's always my fault. I just that it's not like some concrete is just too rough to skate on. You know what I mean?
I don't want any injuries on my watch. That's all I'm saying, buddy. No
I get
injuries on
hurt.
my watch.
That's on me.
That's on you. That's on you. Anything else, Walter? What are you going to do this weekend? Watch the Super Bowl? What else?
There we go.
Telling you what, it's most people I brought up today, they're having an issue. I'm telling you guys, have you noticed my internet's been really, really good for like a year? I have had really stable internet with no issues for a long time. These people, everybody's losing their stuff. All right, let's get Renee. We'll do Renee again and we'll try and get out of here. What's up, baby?
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, sorry about earlier, man. Now that the boss is over there. Well, can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yep.
No, like I said what I said, but I do want to know the opinion about the linebacker coach coming from Michigan and under whose staff he was under. The same. Because look, bro, I was talking to somebody, like I was talking to Liam. Oh yeah, I don't hate Michigan the way the other Midwesters do. I can't stand the SEC. You know what I mean, or USC, because Utah tends to be real trendy. So when those guys, when USC was winning, everybody had a USC hat on. Everybody, all of a sudden, Alabama hat on. All of a sudden, everybody's a Michael Jordan fan. You know, so that's why I'm asking, what's everybody's opinion on the Michigan coach under whose staff he was under? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, man, that's the first.
And then I'm sorry, I didn't hear. I'm sorry, I didn't hear JT's answer, but I really just want to know what's all my buddy's opinion on the Michigan coach. And the staff he just came from. I just want to know.
I just hope he's not a total weirdo. Like, I just don't be a weirdo, man. Before I worry about how good that unit's going to be, can you just hit the bar of not being a total weirdo? That would be a good start.
Right? You know, and I have to give it to Andrew. We've had disagreements, but like I said, I don't personally dislike anybody unless you personally say something or do something to me. So, but I hope he makes it, but I've heard it before. Something always comes up with him. I'd love to meet him, man. And we disagreed on things, but Andrew's the only one out of this whole chat, man, that really gave Ash a chance, man. So, like, I'll have to give him credit where credit is due, man. And he made a great play. Hey, the one that trespassed the most is the head of the snake.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Hey, Renee, I can't wait to see you at Blue and Gold, buddy. The whole family's excited. You're going to be there. It's going to be great. The whole crew's going to be there.
Yeah, brother. So all of you guys, man, like, I love you guys, man. I do. I'm really excited. You see me, I booked my waiting for it. Like I said, it's a hop, skip, and a way jump for me to get over across the country. You Midwesters, and even Liam, I give it to him. I said, hey, you guys are sports. You get a bus ride, a train ride. Damn. But like you said, like the Slow says on Oscar, dealt with gangsters, pimps, unalivers. But you bankers, scary. Hey, I dealt with the same, but you Midwest Irish fans, scary. I love you guys, John. The Neps, Liam, you, hey, Nick Dean is an amazing.
Yeah.
Sly Fox, Ryan Roll.
Everybody. All right, Renee, you're cutting out again. I'm ending the show, man. Everybody's having a connection problem. I love Renee. Everybody's having a connection problem. But, dude, this is already building. We're like 2 months away. Everybody's excited for Blue and Go. I just want to see everybody and party, drink my Miller Lite for breakfast, be with the people. I'm so looking forward to this. We're going to have a great weekend together. Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for donating. Thanks for calling, even if it didn't always work. And then check us out on Patreon tomorrow night. Goolsby Live. We'll see you guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Enjoy the Super Bowl.